we are going to be doing the Denver Broncos 2018 draft grade in this video. And in the first round, with the 5th pick of the NFL draft, the Denver Broncos chose defensive end Bradley Chubb from NC State. I thought this was an amazing pick. They had 0 pass rush last year. Von Miller was the only defensive player to have more than 10 sacks. And Chubb had 10.5 sacks in 2016 and 10 last season for NC State. And the Broncos didn't have a defensive lineman to have at least 6 sacks. That's terrible. The Broncos defense was so bad this past season. Just the Broncos team in general was pretty bad. And this will give the Broncos immediate pass rush. And also, Bradley Chubb had 5 games of at least 3 tackles for loss. And then, in the second round, with the 40th pick, we have Courtland Sutton, a wide receiver from SMU. The Broncos lost a couple of wide receivers in free agency, and Sutton is perfect for him. He's tall, a big target, makes a lot of one-handed catches, and he can catch really good in traffic, just what the Broncos needed. And then in the third round, with the 71st pick, they chose Royce Freeman, a running back from Oregon. He's an every down back. The Broncos really like those type of backs. And they did lose a lot of depth at the running back position during the offseason, and Royce Freeman is perfect for him. And then also with another third round pick, with the 99th pick, they chose Isaac Yiadom, a cornerback from Boston College. He's a great press corner. He's very physical, and he can run pretty fast too. He had 17 pass deflections in his last 2 seasons, even with opposing QBs throwing away from him as much as possible, just because he was just such a shutdown corner for Boston College. Then in the 4th round, with the 106th pick, we have Josie Jewel, middle linebacker from Iowa. Another good pick here. He had 3 consecutive seasons of at least 120 tackles. This guy would run anybody down. He's a great run stopper. He was the team captain for Iowa 3 times, huge playmaker, and he's also good in coverage. And then with another 4th round pick, with the 113th pick, they chose wide receiver Deshaun Hamilton from Penn State. He's a good route runner, and he started in college all 4 years of his career, which is pretty impressive. Then in the 5th round, with the 156th pick, they chose tight end from Wisconsin, Troy Fumagalli. He's an amazing blocker, maybe the best blocking tight end in this draft. He's a good route runner, and it also helps that he can catch pretty good also. Even though they have Jake Butt, tight end from Michigan from last year's draft, he missed the whole season with an ACL tear. So Fumagalli will either compete big time for that starter spot. I feel like Fumagalli could possibly win it, but you never know. And then in the 6th round, with the 183rd pick, you have Sam Jones from Arizona State. He can play every position on the offensive line. He can play a tackle, guard, and center, but he's mainly an offensive guard. But just amazing, they got a guy in the 6th round who can play every position on the offensive line. That is huge for the Broncos. Their offensive line is one of their biggest needs, and this pick helps tremendously. Then with another 6th round pick, with the 217th pick, they chose Keyshawn Bairia, linebacker from Washington. And then in the 7th round, with the 226th pick, they chose David Williams, a running back from Arkansas. And those last 2 picks were really just to fill in their draft, except Keyshawn, the linebacker from Washington. He's pretty good. I liked him, but I don't know much about David Williams from Arkansas. So yeah, the Broncos really hit on every single pick. They had an amazing draft. I have to give the Broncos an A+ for their 2018 draft grade. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe, and leave a comment. And I'll be coming out with the Broncos free agency grade in the next one.